Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're diving into a verse from the Gospel of John that I think can really change how we approach life and our relationship with God. It is John 15:11, and it says this: "These things I have spoken to you, that my joy may remain in you, and that your joy may be full." Now, let's be real for a second. Joy is one of those things we all chase after, right? Whether it's through achievements, relationships, or just trying to have a good day, we all want to be happy. But the joy that Jesus is talking about in this verse is different from anything the world offers. And that's what I want to unpack today. What does it mean for Jesus' joy to remain in us? And how does it lead to our joy being full? First off, let's set the scene. This verse comes from the section of John known as the Farewell Discourse. It's the night before Jesus is about to be arrested, and he's talking with his disciples. This is a moment where he's sharing some of his deepest teachings with them, because he knows the hard times are coming. The world's about to throw everything it has at them, and he wants them to be prepared. Not just for what's to come, but for how they can stay anchored in something much deeper than just circumstances. In the middle of all this, Jesus talks about joy, but it is not just any joy, it is his joy. The joy he has from being in perfect communion with the Father, from fulfilling the purpose he was sent for, from loving others sacrificially. It is the kind of joy that doesn't fade when things get difficult, when life feels uncertain, or when you're going through seasons of pain. What's really cool about this verse is how Jesus doesn't talk just about joy as something we can experience from him. He's telling his disciples, and us by extension, that this joy can actually remain in us. Think about that for just a moment. Jesus is offering us his own joy, not just as a temporary feeling, but as something that can stay with us even when everything else feels uncertain or out of our control. This joy isn't circumstantial, it is rooted in a relationship with him. It is about having a deep, unshakable peace that comes from knowing we are loved by God, no matter what happens around us. And then he says that our joy will be full. This is where it gets super interesting. Jesus is saying that when we receive his joy, it doesn't just partially fill us. It is not like a cup that only gets halfway filled, and we have to keep trying to find more joy elsewhere. No. What he is saying is that our joy will be complete, whole, and full. And that is the kind of joy I think we are all craving. A joy that is not dependent on the next high or the next success, but something deeper that can fill every part of us. Now, this isn't to say that joy means everything in life, or that anything will be perfect, and that we don't face challenges or seasons of struggle. We know life isn't like that, but Jesus is offering us a joy that transcends the ups and downs of our circumstances. It is a joy that comes from living in alignment with God's purpose for our lives, from knowing that we're talking with him, walking with him, and that he's present in the middle of the mess. And if you're wondering, how do I tap into this joy? How do I live in this fullness of joy that Jesus is talking about? I think it comes down to remaining connected to him, just like he talks about in the rest of the passage. The vine and the branches, Jesus is the vine, we are the branches. When we stay connected to him, we remain in his love and in his truth, and that is when his joy can fill us and overflow. So practically speaking, how do we do this? It's about creating space to be with him every day, whether that's through prayer, through reading scripture, or just spending quiet moments in his presence. It's about leaning into his love, trusting that he is with us, and remembering that no matter what, we are never alone. The world will offer a million things that promise us happiness, but only in Jesus do we find lasting joy, the kind that truly fills us up and sustains us. To wrap things up, I want to remind you that the joy Jesus is talking about is not just a fleeting emotion or a temporary fix. It is a deep, soul-satisfying joy that comes from being in a relationship with him. He wants his joy to remain in us, and he wants our joy to be full. And when we embrace that, when we stay connected to him and let his love and joy fill us up, then we can experience a fullness of life that the world can't take away. Thanks for tuning in today. I hope that this encouraged you. If you're struggling to find joy right now, Know that Jesus is offering you something deeper, something that will never run out. Stay connected to Him and let His joy be your strength. Dear viewer, may peace be with you.